on going on a cruise soon? Have you been on a cruise before? Whether you've never been on a cruise or you've been on 10, 15, 20, or 100 cruises, today I want to talk about 10 plus things that you should do the minute you get on that ship. Now, I'm not going to talk about before and the planning and what to pack and what have you. I'm not going to talk about your flight, going a day ahead. I'm only talking about once you get on the ship, 10 plus things you need to do. Now, I know you're thinking, well, the muster station they say is important, and it is, but that's not the first thing you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your phone in airplane mode. You want to make sure you're attached to the Wi-Fi for the ship, and then put it in airplane mode. Once you leave the port, you can start accumulating roaming fees if you don't do this. So once you have it in airplane mode and you're attached to the Wi-Fi on Princess anyway, I want to be attached because of my medallion to the Wi-Fi on board the ship. And this isn't Wi-Fi I buy to talk to people or use the internet. This is the ship's Wi-Fi that allows me to use the medallion class to get around the ship. I go to the sanctuary. Why the sanctuary before the muster drill? Well, I have a little bit of time to do the muster drill, and the sanctuary fills up. By the time we do sail away, I would bet it's full. And you can't sign up before you get on the ship. It has to be when you get on the ship, and it fills up fast. So if you want to have a day or a half day, a lounger or a cabana in the sanctuary, which is an exclusive area that you pay $20 a half day right now in Princess and $40 for a full day, you want to do this right away. So that is my first stop. I get up to the sanctuary. Then after the sanctuary and I book my time in there, I do my muster drill. And you can do this from your room. Now, if you don't have access to your room yet, you can do it on your phone. So you can go sit in the lounge, get yourself a cup of coffee or a beverage, and sit there and listen to your muster drill. You also have to go to a check-in station, and the app should tell you where you go because there are several set up, so not everyone's going to the same place throughout the ship. So you're going to go, you're going to get signed off, and once you do that, you're ready to sail as far as the ship's concerned. But not as far as you're concerned. There's a few more things we have to do before sail away. Now, as soon as they let you go to your room, you want to go to your room. And you want to, hopefully your luggage is there, but the first thing you want to do when you go in your room is you want to check it out. And you want to verify everything is okay. Because if something is wrong, now's the time to get it fixed or remedied or whatever you have to do. If you have to call customer service or you have to talk to your room steward, you want to do this on day one before even sail away. So go to your room, check it out, and here are a few things you're going to check. You are going to check just the overall appearance of the room. Are there any damages to the room? Are there any stains on the carpet? Damages to the wall? Now, some ships, they've been sailing for a long time and there might be scuffs or stains or whatnot, but you want to document this before you do anything else. Take pictures. If there's a stain on the carpet, take a picture so you know it was there and you can prove it was there on the day you entered your cabin. You can even point it out to the cabin steward if you think it's something that you just want to document that you mentioned it. You want to check your toilet that it flushes properly. Now, they're pretty strong vacuum flushes, so you'll know. But you want to make sure there aren't any issues before you go to use it or have it be late at night and all of a sudden you have a problem with your toilet backing up. You want to make sure the water pressure is good in the shower and that you have everything that you need in there, the soap, the shampoo, they're full and they're ready for use. Another thing, you want to make sure you have enough hangers. You want to be able to hang up all your clothes and get yourself set up for success and fun on the cruise. You don't want to live out of a suitcase for a week or 2 weeks or however long your cruise is. So you want to check that. You want to check that your refrigerator's working. First thing I do when I walk in the room is I turn my air conditioner down to cold. And I like a room that is cool. Now mine set right in the middle last time was perfect, but I want to make sure my air conditioning is working. So I turn that thermostat down and I make sure the room is cool and it is working. Now don't open your balcony door if you have one, or go out on the deck, because it will shut the air conditioning off. Once you know your air conditioning is working properly, you can set it where you want and not worry about that. You want to make sure your refrigerator's working. You want to make sure your plugs are working and where they're located, and test them out. Your lamps. Make sure your lamps are working and the lights are coming on. Check all your lights. Check your balcony door opens if you have one. Opens smoothly. Your patio, your deck furniture is in good shape, and your bedding is in good shape. You want to check for bed bugs, and just to be certain that you're going to have a peaceful night's sleep. I've never had a problem getting bed bugs, but I hear if you do, you're going to want to know about it before you're in the middle of the night trying to get some sleep. You also want to make sure your bed is to the configuration you want. Do you want two twins or do you want a queen? Make sure that's done. Sit and lie on the bed and make sure it's to your comfort. If you need a bed topper, now's the time to order it, because they don't have bed toppers for every bed on the ship. And if you wait till the next day and find out it was kind of hard to sleep last night, do you have a bed topper? They may not have any left because everyone else has already asked for them. I have a robe that I request to have in my room when I get there, so I check to make sure that's there. I meet with my room attendant, my steward, and I make sure he knows any special requests I have, like to make sure I have the cards to order room service for breakfast, to also make sure I have ice in the room, make sure my robe is there, or face cloths or anything like that. Now's the time to ask him for these things. He can also help you if you find something wrong with the room or something that needs to be fixed. If you have anything that needs maintenance issues, you're going to want to take care of it, because if you wait, they're going to have a backup on issues, because think of how many cabins there are. There are going to be issues somewhere in that ship. They sail back to back to back, and they go to dry dock, yeah, but that's not but every 4 or 5 years. So they aren't really maintained except in between sailings and as they go kind of thing. So you're going to want to make sure if maintenance needs to be done, they can do it. I always like to have a handheld shower nozzle. So you want to make sure if that's something you want, that you have that. If you want a stool, some people want a stool in the shower. You want to make sure you have that. Anything you might need, now is the time. Check to make sure your safe is open, because the person who left just a few hours ago was supposed to keep that safe open so the next person could use it. You want to set up your PIN for the safe. You want to close it and make sure when you put your PIN in, it works. If you need somebody to come help with this, you're going to want to do it right away, because this is where you're keeping all your important documents, maybe your cash, maybe your cell phone, your tablet, your passport, so your car keys. So you're going to want to make sure your safe is working properly. So that's something you need to do as soon as you get to your room. Another thing you want to do is you want to unpack. Do not live out of your suitcase. Unpack your suitcase and put things away. Now you can do this after sail away. The sooner the better if you have time, depending on when you can get on the ship. But before a sail away, you want to for sure you have to do your muster. You have to go to the sanctuary if that's something you want. And if there's any specialty dining that you were unable to book, you're going to want to go talk to the maitre d' at that restaurant to see if there's some opening that they can get you in. They usually have some that are set aside more than they allowed booked online, and there are some people that cancel too, or maybe they didn't even make it to the ship. So that is something, if you want to go to, say, Crown Grill, you want to get there and see if there's any availability. And if you are on a ship that you need reservations for shows or things, which I go on Princess and I don't, but some of the cruise lines you do need to get reservations, you want to do that. Then once you get all the things you have to do before sail away, it is a hectic day. I remember just being so like, I felt I had lived through 4 or 5 days. I felt I had already been on a week's vacation and had done all the things. And I was exhausted and we hadn't even hit sail away yet. So you want to take a minute to just breathe, relax, and get ready. Go to sail away. Don't miss it. You don't have to stay for the whole thing if you don't want to. You can do some of it from your balcony or somewhere else on the deck. But you want to go to sail away. You want to enjoy the dancing, the music, and watching the ship leave the port onto your wonderful vacation that you're about to embark on. So that is something you don't want to miss. Once sail away is over, you're going to start feeling, okay, the vacation has started and all the preparation has been done. Go to your room and set yourself up for success. If you didn't unpack, do that now. If you want to take a shower just to unwind, take a shower and relax in your room for a few hours because you may want to go to dinner. I don't know what time. There's so many times you can go to dinner or see a show or what have you the first day. But if you want to take a rest, lay down and rest for an hour or two. If you're feeling you have a lot of energy, then go explore the deck. This is going to be your home for the next week or 2 weeks or however long your journey's for. Go explore the deck and figure out where everything is. And just go deck by deck and walk around. You're not in a hurry. You're going to be here for a while. And then go back to your room and get ready for dinner. Now, if you don't make it to dinner the first night because you're exhausted and you just want to grab something at the International Cafe or from the buffet or what have you, then do that. That's fine. Don't feel pressured on this journey to have to do anything. If you're tired the first day, then go to bed early. You've got a lot of adventure ahead of you and you want to be rested for it. The first day is very tiring, in my opinion, and especially as you get up in age, it's even more tiring. If you don't feel like you need much rest, then just go rest for an hour or two and then get into the night and enjoy your time. Go to the shows, go to the piazza. There's always things happening on the ship. And that also reminds me that if you are tired and you go to bed early and you think, well, I won't be able to sleep the whole night because it's too early to go to bed, don't worry. Because if you wake up at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning, there's always something happening on the ship. Now, there might not be music playing and there might not be a show going on, but you can walk on the deck. You can enjoy the night air. You can enjoy the ocean and just stroll, sit, gaze, relax. You don't have to have a circus. Just enjoy the journey. So many times I may be up at 2 or 3 in the morning. I actually like to get up very early because as I go around the deck, a lot of people are still in bed, so it's not crowded, and I can really check out where everything is on the deck and think, oh, okay, that's where that is. And tomorrow it'll be much easier for me to find when it's busy, hectic, and crowded. Okay, I almost forgot. And probably the most important thing to do is sanitize your room. Bring Clorox wipes with you, and when you get on the ship, go around and wipe everything down. It will take you a few minutes. The phone, the tabletops, anything you touch, the knobs, the hangers, the bathroom. Now, your room steward has done a wonderful job getting the room prepared from the last guest that just left. But doing it again and sanitizing it is only going to give you added protection. Right now, as I'm filming this in July of 2026, Princess has had a couple outbreaks. Now, this can happen on any ship and anywhere, actually, not just on ships. Ships are not the highest place to get norovirus, but they're confined and under strict regulations that you hear about them. If you get sick at a restaurant or you get sick at a public venue, you go home. You may not know where you got sick. It's not reported, but when you're on a ship and you're confined with those people for a limited amount of time, then they are giving out hand sanitizer all the time. And sorry, we're having a huge storm right now. They give out hand sanitizer all the time, and that is good for you, but it will not help with norovirus. It does not kill it. Soap and water are the only things that will kill it. So I like to make sure that I sanitize and I'm washing my hands. So that is one of the number one things to do when you get on a ship. Okay, we're having a big storm right now, and I hear it just rattling out there. So I gotta go. But if you're going somewhere, have a safe trip. And I hope if I see you on a ship, you say hi to me. And happy sailing, everyone. Bye bye.